And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our third matchup of the night. Hope you took that moment to take a break, to stretch, to hydrate, because we are not stopping here. We keep on going. We are here in the quarterfinals of ESL Open Cup Americas 209, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Hardland, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing CranKy Gaming, DKZ. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Danish Protoss player, the best Protoss in all of Europe, representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. Here we go. And here we go as Dark is moving out with a drone, going for a proxy hatchery. And we saw this last night, and this is a very much so a trendy thing to do for Dark. If you were here last season, then you would have seen Dark do this almost every ZvP. When I speak out last season, I mean the map pool with Gressvan, Ancient Cistern, Royal Blood. The maps I just mentioned were the maps where Dark would very often go for proxy hatches. This isn't the most committed variation. Ooh, as he's going for a hatch gas pool opener. And it looks like he was trying to fake out. Yeah, he was faking out taking an expansion. But MaxPax, oh, he is slipping into the main base. He does get eyes on the gas. Still unawares as to what's going on. Now, the power behind this proxy hatch is the fact that there is no ramp. There's no ramp coming into the natural base, which means it's that much easier to push into, that much easier to lay siege upon. And Dark is going to be aggressive here. There we go. Drones are being sent out across the map. He is going for some spine crawlers. Spine crawlers here on the low ground. The spawning pool is about to finish as well. For link production, this can either be the Ling Queen variation, or we could throw down a Roach Warren alongside this. I'm feeling a Roach Warren, but we'll see. Stark is committed. Spine crawlers are going to be thrown down. They are on the way. And again, MaxPax, he still hasn't scouted, by the way. He still doesn't know. He sees the spawning pool being taken. He goes to the low ground. He sees the missing hatchery, and he should be aware. He's going to be checking the third base. He checks the third. Confirms it's not there. He'll check the other third as well. He's still piecing it together. He doesn't know. And I guess it's the power of our regions being separated here. So there we go. We have a robo response, but this is a very late response here by MaxPax. Like, Dark, he's known to do this. Like, he did this last night against Hero. Like, he did this in ESL Asia. And even before that, like, this has been in the wheelhouse of Dark, and MaxPax unaware. Late reaction, late scout, late response out of MaxPax. The spine crawlers, they push on forward, and they're looking to lay siege upon the wall. The spine crawlers have arrived. Shield batteries, they're so late here for MaxPax. And we are not going roaches, we're going into link speed, and we are flooding links across the map. Gateway taking a lot of damage. The gateway is going to fall, which means we have that much less production. Shield battery is going to get targeted down, and can we get the shield battery in time? Up! We cannot! The shield battery barely survives. As the other shield battery does protect it. Meanwhile, creep is slowly spreading forward. The spine crawlers, they get on top of the cyber core. Warp gate will not finish, but the immortal will. The immortal is going to be finishing up. Link speed has finished. We get on top of the shield battery. Energy is being wasted. We're going for the stalkers. We go for the dive. We get on top of the stalkers. They're out of range of shield batteries, and the stalkers are going to be going down. Boys are being pulled. The immortal has arrived, but we take control of the low ground. Yeah, the natural is compromised. No shield batteries here in the main. We have one immortal and nothing else. One immortal, one stalker. The natural is going down. We're flooding more links across the map. And we are leapfrogging forward with these spine crawlers, looking to get within range of this ramp. Second immortal's on the way. From here, yeah, we're expanding. We're transitioning. We're taking the natural base and we're droning. We're just containing MaxPax to one base. And Dark is just saturating back at home. And what can MaxPax do here? He's going to need an observer to clear up all this creep to eventually expand. And Dark can just heavily drone from here. And there he is. We're droning. We are saturating our bases. Are saturating our bases. We do have our prism on the way, not the observer, so it looks like MaxPax wants to harass across the map. Wise choice. We're setting it. We're going for it. And we'll see if MaxPax can bounce back. He arrives with the Immortals. There's nothing to kill as the Spine Crawlers are waddling across the map. Hatchery is going to eventually go down. Lings, they do come in. Oh. Delaying the kill on this Hatchery for as long as we can. Again, Dark droning on up, throwing down his Roach Warren. MaxPax still stuck on one base. The Observer does arrive. And now we can finally clear up all this creep and expand. It's going to take a while, but we can get there. Meanwhile, double Stargate, Sky Toss on the way. I do think this is a really wise choice. Right now, because of the low hatchery count, we don't have a lot of queens. We have a very low queen count for Dark. So going double Stargate Void Ray would do very well against a low queen count Zerg. I'm expecting Void Rays here from MaxPax. We have a Roach Warren on the way, soon to be Roaches, which again will not help against... Oh, not Void Rays, we're going Phoenix? Interesting. I mean, Phoenixes, they are a lot faster. They can get across the map. They can, of course, pick away at the economy, shut down the Overlords. We are amassing Phoenixes back at home, not Void Rays. The hatchery does fall. And Dark has to get a read of what's going on. There we go. He's poised to dive into the main. A big scout here for Dark. A big moment for him. He is going to be floating on into that main base. And he will get eyes on the Stargates. He will get eyes on the Phoenixes. Does force a cancel? Yeah. Did force a cancel at the natural base, but he did see both Stargates. He didn't see the amount of Phoenixes, but he's aware that they are being produced. There we go. Spores are on the way. Queens are amassing. And MaxPax will finally try to re-expand. Pieces are moving out. Spine Crawlers are leapfrogging forward. Do we have enough queens, though? That's the question. We have 4 queens. Spire in production. But is 4 queens enough? With the Spore, we should be okay. Push back with some of the pieces. Lings, they dive in once again, but I feel like we're wasting our Lings here a little bit. We do get the Zealots. We get the Zealot, we got a Stalker. Lings trading well. Surprisingly well. Getting some hull damage on those Immortals before getting the hell out of there. Lings are cleaned up. Lings are going to be cleaned up here. As we see MaxPax trying to gain some value with these Phoenixes, he still hasn't really achieved too much, but he's still making non-stop Phoenixes, plus one air attack is on the way. How many Phoenixes do we have? We have 9 already, soon to be 10. My god. But that's where the Spire comes into play. I believe it hasn't been scouted yet. Looking at the vision, yep, the Spire has not been seen. We get 2 workers in the main. The Corruptors are on the way, and they are the answer to the Phoenixes at the same time. Ooh, Immortal drop here at the third base, getting so much damage done. Hatchery taking a lot of damage. It may be worth repositioning the Spine Crawlers. It may be worth. As the Queens are keeping up with the rotations. Droning underway. Getting into our Corruptor production. You can see MaxPax still trying to stabilize on 2 bases. The third is so late for MaxPax. We're going for the Prism. Prism does go down. I love that we focus on the Prism, not on the Phoenixes. It's a really good move out of Dark. Corruptors are trying to find or trying to catch some of these Phoenixes, and we do. Ooh, we got 1. We do get 1 Phoenix. And MaxPax, he's still struggling to recover. Still hyper fixated on Phoenix production, and he does take down a Corruptor. Overcharge is popped. And has Dark overextended? Does he have enough here? He's going to be losing a good chunk of Corruptors. Yeah, good kiting out of Dark overall, but a lot of Corruptors are going to be going down. Good target firing. We're trading pieces for Corruptors, and eventually the Corruptors will be cleaned up. It will be cleaned up. Looking at the units lost, that was 8 for 8. Trading 1 for 1. Really good kiting out of Dark overall. And again, Darky has the better economy, so he's going to be able to build up his Corruptors. Meanwhile, MaxPax, he's still recovering. He's going into Void Rays, which will help against the Corruptors. Likewise, we have the Queens to support. Dark amassing 12 more Corruptors. Phoenix is moving out on the right-hand side. We do get a couple of drones. I say a couple, 7 workers go down. Very nice damage. Meanwhile, Darky catches the Phoenixes. Does catch the Phoenixes. Dark out positioning MaxPax here. The Queens from one end, the Corruptors from the other. At the same time, though, we do catch a line of drones. 12 workers in total. Nice damage and really good movement out of MaxPax. He does just slip away. He bobs, he weaves. He gets the hell out of there. And now he's taking his third. His third is on the way. Now, Dark, he's unaware of the Void Rays. He is unaware of the Void Rays that are amassing. He has to be very careful with how he engages. As he does spot the Void. He sees. Yeah, he cannot engage. He has to be very careful with his movement here. Void Rays are activating their pulsar beams, their prismatic alignments. I'm loving the engagement here from Dark, forcing the engage even. There's the overcharge, but 2 Phoenixes get picked off. 2 Phoenixes go down. Dark maintaining his economic lead, taking his 4th, joining up to 60. Working on +2 air attack. We have +1 range on the way to support the Queens and to support the Roaches on the ground. MaxPax, he's still on the road here. We are going triple Stargate Mass Void Ray. We should be seeing a Fleet Beacon soon for Void Ray speed. That's the big thing he's lacking. Trading 1 for 1 once again. Well, it does get a Void Ray, but we can't take this fight. Try to focus down another one of those Phoenixes. Now, up against Void Rays, Mass Corruptor doesn't work on its own. Typically, you do need support, whether it's Infestors or Vipers, Spellcasters, just because Void Rays just melt through Corruptors. Or you could try to make this work and try to force out the Prismatic Alignment, back off, and then come in without that ability. Without Prismatic Alignment, Void Rays, they are not actually ideal against Corruptors. They don't really do that much damage. We're going Corruptor Ravager. Let's go. Ravagers are amassing. Dark is maxed out. MaxPax will try to hold on here. There's that Fleet Beacon that we spoke about, but it may just be too little too late. Again, MaxPax, he has been trying to recover here from the beginning of the game. He has been one step behind after losing that natural, and here we go. Dark is pushing in. Shows the Biles. The Biles, they zone back the Void Rays. And with that, GG gets called. MaxPax cannot take the fight, and Dark will take a 1-0 lead. GG. Very nicely done here by Dark. I appreciate MaxPax going Mass Phoenix, but as we saw, he was able to kill some workers. I think he killed around 16 in total. Around 16 drones in total, which was okay, but that was over the course of the game. And Dark, he had a massive economic lead there. He had so much map control as well, and he was so quick to go into Corruptors. You know, once he got his Corruptors out, the Phoenixes didn't really pose much of a threat. That it couldn't really add much to the army of MaxPax. And MaxPax's transition to Void Rays was there, but was delayed, and a big reason for that was lack of economy, was the fact that MaxPax was stuck on 2 bases for so long, was stuck on 1 base for so long. And as a result, MaxPax from the opener was 1 step behind after losing his natural. And with that, we're getting ready for game number 2. Here we go. go. We're getting into game 2. Going to be on Hecate. Vamonos. Hecate is going to be our map of choice. And we'll see if MaxPax can bounce back. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Hecate, we have our red Zerg player representing CranKy Z Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the Danish Protoss, the blue Protoss player representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. Here we go. Again, if you're just tuning in, I do see some people filing on forward. Game number 1 started with Dark going for a proxy hatch. He proxy hatched into a link flood, and he killed the natural base very early on, and he contained MaxPax to 1 base for so long in that game. And MaxPax was basically on the road to recovery ever since that point, and he just was not able to recover. And from here, Dark going for hatch gas pool. This is something very unique to Dark. Dark, he does go for kind of the fake out drone. He waits for the probe to leave, and then he takes his expansion where he needs to. Drone is moving out across the map. This is looking like a hatch block. A hatch block out of Dark. Shouldn't be a proxy hatch outside. It should be a hatchery block here at the base location. Drone comes in, but the probe is in position. Ooh, and Dark is 1 second too late. Literally 1 second. Wasn't able to get here in time, was not able to block that expansion. And from here, Dark is stuck in the main. He can try to go for a gas steal, but outside of that, Dark pulling a Protoss and trying to force some inefficient mining in the main base. There it is. Gas has been taken. Dark cannot steal it. So overall, a much cleaner start from MaxPax. I mean, he's able to get his natural, and that is more than I can say from what happened in game 1. So MaxPax is going to be a little more comfortable here in game 2. We're going to be seeing more of a back and forth, I imagine. And hey, you know, MaxPax is the best Protoss in Europe. He can take it to Dark. He can force the ace. I want to believe he can. Do want to believe. As we have our Stargate opener, should be Oracle's first. Should be Oracle into a third for MaxPax. We'll see if he does decide to change things up. As Dark back at home, taking his third base on location, droning up, saturating his natural. Queens are coming out. And we're, just getting into our game. We're getting into Hecate. And again, this time we're going to be able to sink our teeth into this game. This time MaxPax won't be having a, won't be stumbling out the gates with the openers. He is going to be moving out with his first adept. Just getting some scouting information. Getting across the map. The upside do shade into the main base. So far, we do get a couple of worker kills as well. We commit to the shade. We get into the main base. 2 drones go down. Can we get a third? We can. 3 workers for 2 adepts. A good trade. A good trade here from MaxPax. Now, the downside is upon losing these adepts, that means that Dark has map control. Dark can counterattack, and Dark can delay the third base of MaxPax. Meanwhile, the Oracle is going to be diving in, threatening that natural. Queens are in position, and Dark will zone away that Oracle. There's the expansion, and here are the links to stop it. Oh, but the second Oracle comes out just in time. The Oracle does arrive. Lings are forced back. Behind this, we have a very fast Twilight Council. This is looking like Glaive Adepts. There's a Twilight Council before Expand. 2 more gateways. This screams Glaives, and we'll see if that's the case. 4 gateways in total. Meanwhile, across the map, 2 drones went down to this Oracle. Evo Chamber is spotted. This is going to be +1 melee. Ooh, which means we're delaying the Roach Warren. Dark is delaying the Roach Warren, which is scary because, as we mentioned before, it is Glaive Adepts. And Dark does not have the best army to deal with this. Without Roaches, without Banelings, Glaive Adepts, they can get out of hand and out of control. Lings go for a counterattack. They do get on top of the Adept. The Adept will go down. Good pickoff. A good pickoff here from Dark. But plus on melee and Massling is designed to get into Hydras ideally. And MaxPax, he may just get out of hand with this. Dark, the last thing on his mind is Glaives, and he's not prepared. You don't need Roaches, but if you don't have Roaches, you need the other thing, which is Banelings. You need one or the other, Roaches or Banelings. Without either, these Glaive Adepts, they're gonna wreak havoc. As Adepts, they do throw in the base. There we go, Roach Warren is on the way. It's a late Roach Warren, but it is in production, which means we will have something to deal with those Adepts. As they are moving out across the map, they have been spotted. Dark, he sees, he knows, but can he get Roaches in time because Roach Warren is still halfway done? And MaxPax is getting ready for his dive. Now, there's not too many Adepts. It's going to be 9 in total, as opposed to the 15 that we usually have, or something along those lines. Adepts, a shade into the middle line. Queens are in position. One Queen is going to go down. Lings chasing the shade. And now we're focusing on drones. We cancel the shade. 4 workers go down. For 5 drones in total. But again, this wasn't a big commitment out of MaxPax. I was surprised he only made 9 Adepts. Oh, here come a couple more. Couple more Adepts do trickle on in, and 9 drones go down. We shade into the natural. Can we get a 10th? Oh, we cannot. 9 drones for 16 Adepts, or to be fair, 13. 13 Adepts did go down. Not the best trade out of MaxPax. There was potential. There was a lot of potential with his attack, but again, he didn't really commit too hard to the Adepts. As a result, he's going to be falling a little bit behind. I say a little bit just because MaxPax does have a good economy, but tech-wise, there we go. Blink is now on the way. +1 is on the way. These upgrades have been delayed in favor of Glaives. And Dark has some droning to do. Dark, he needs to heavily drone. He has to catch up in the economy as he works towards +2. +2 melee on the way. Stark gonna rotate around, sees the third base, and does back off. And we're going double Rere. We're going double Rere. Colossus production behind this here. Ay, ay, ay. MaxPax is gonna be building up a death ball of an army. And we're gonna be pushing soon. We're gonna be hitting a timing with Blink +1 and our Colossus. Our Colossi even. Meanwhile, Dark has dropped up to 71. But as he drones up to 71, Adepts, they come back in. We get 3 more drones. Dark still stabilizing. Hive is on the way. Dark moving out. Now, I love how active he's being with these Lings. He's forcing MaxPax to stay at home. He's forcing MaxPax to take a more defensive position. 4th base is on the way. MaxPax, he's defending. He's turtling. He's waiting for his 4 Colossi. Basically, this is a big power spike with 2 Colossus and then 4 Colossus. Right now, we're on 1. But once we hit critical mass of Colossus, then we can move out. We're getting there. Behind this, we have our upgrades on the way, +1 Carapace. Hive is done. We have Adrenal. Looking at the vision here, we have seen both Robos, which means we need Vipers. Vipers more than anything. We have the Ultra Cavern on the way, which is nice and all, but again, it's not going to help too much when it comes to the first push. And here we go. MaxPax is pushing. The army is revealed, and Dark, I don't think he's quite ready for this. He has some Lings and Roach, he has Ling Roach Ravager, no Banelings. Adept's going to be threatening a shade. The army pushing forward. We're looking for a cancel on this hatchery. Up! The stasis! Oh, it does get triggered by 2 Lings. But again, Dark, he can't fight this head on. Not right now. Meanwhile, MaxPax denies the hatchery. He backs off. He respects the positioning of Dark. Dark has maxed. He's working on kindness plating. Dark threatening a counterattack. Does have eyes on the fourth base. He is aware. And he can threaten to dive into the natural. The wall is a wall. Dark gonna have to retreat. Doesn't find a way in. And good splits here from MaxPax. He has 3 Colossi with his main army. He has 1 here to defend that fringe base. Dark is getting ready for the dive. He's in position. Meanwhile, the Ultra Cavern is done. Adepts shaded for a third time. Dealt with. We have kindness plating on the way. Bailey, this is what we were missing. This is so late. Bailey Nest now on the way. To help support those lings. Meanwhile, MaxPax a bit out of position. We do take down a couple of buildings. A pylon, a stalker. Not much else. Dark is forced back. Again, he's just buying time for the rest of his tech. Kindness plating is done. Now we have ultra speed. Bailey Nest is finishing. Dark ready for so many backstabs. So many pushes. He does come in just in time for some of these probes. Workers, they will go down. At least some of them. At the same time, the Lings, they get caught out. When Dark actually going for a run by here at the third base instead, but we are in position. Yeah, the Lings, they have to retreat. The Ultra about to reveal itself as well. Oh, bit of mispathing there out of Dark. Yeah, he does lose a lot of Lings. At the same time, the natural base has been broken, and Dark does bust in. He busts into the main base. Cannons are going to be shut down. We do have some Zealots, but that may just not be enough. And the Lings, they get into the middle line. 13 probes go down. 15. We do take down the economy. Damage is finally done. Dark coming back in. Takes out the gateway. A High Templar. Big pickoff. Gets High Templar at the same time coming in with his ultras, but MaxPax is in position. Dark trying to pull MaxPax apart, and he almost did. MaxPax is holding. Oh my god, big swipes going off. Stasis Trap shuts down some of these things, but not the ultras. Yes, we are breaking this northern base. At the same time, the Colossus are busy with the Roach Ravager. They break the Roach Ravager, but the ultras, they're trying to get into the middle line. Desperately. They barely can. Oh, we have more ultras pushing towards the third base as well. And we catch some Immortals. Big pickoffs. I mean, in the midst of all this chaos, MaxPax is falling apart. We catch it. We catch a Colossus as well. Chaos is doing in every single base. It looks like, oh, MaxPax, he will hold. He will force Dark back. But overall, MaxPax, he lost 17 probes. He's down in economy. He lost his Immortals. He did maintain his Colossus though. That's important. With these Colossi, he can of course be safe against the Lings, but he needs the Immortals for the Ultras. As you can see, double Immortal production. His Immortal count was almost reset, but now he's building back up. And after losing all those units, MaxPax, he's still stuck at home and still hasn't gotten a fifth. He's been trying this entire time, desperately trying to expand, but hasn't been able to. Oh, the wall's not a wall. The Lings, they're getting in. Oh, just barely do not. Some of them do. The warp in just in time. At the same time, we have Bailey's waddling in. No bailing speed. Oh. We need bailing speed, Fappy. 7 workers go down. Damage was still done. Not ideal. But damage was done nonetheless. Bailey's, they waddle into the base. They take down some of these Zealots. Take down the gateway. At the same time, Ultra's pushing in, but this is an expensive counterattack. The Ultra's going to be going down. A very expensive loss here for Dark. Dark burning through his gas. Like, Dark, he has 80 workers. That is true. He has a good economy, but he doesn't have a lot of gas to work with. He is lacking gases. As Ultras, they get caught out again. Losses that Dark can't really afford right now. Meanwhile, MaxPax will finally take a 5th base. He takes the center base here towards the north. Dark he sees. And how does he respond here? Okay, he ignores the center base. He wants to shut down this army instead. He's setting up for a surround. Ultras, they threaten the south. Yeah, we're trying to collapse on this army. Good storms here on the Ultras. Yeah, good position, good kiting. At the same time, Lings, they go in for a run by. They take down some of the stack defense. And the Ultras, they're breaking in. They do break into the base. At the same time, Ultras, they run into the main army. Oh, a couple of Ultras will be going down. But the Lings, they get into the mineral line. Good hold position micro. The Ultras and the main base go cleaned up. We're still making 5 more Ultras behind this. Again, these are expensive trades for Dark. Even though, like, he's up in economy. He almost killed the bait. Oh my god. The Nexus is getting very low. MaxPax is down to 41 workers, but he has a larger army. That's the thing. MaxPax is super maxed. Essentially, low economy, but we make up for that with a larger army supply. And Dark still hasn't been able to touch these Colossi. They've been alive the entire game. They have so many kills. 39, 23, 57. But has MaxPax overextended? The Ultras collapsing in this position. We catch the Archons. The Archons, the Immortals. Finally, Dark taking a good fight here with the army. At the same time, MaxPax going for a massive counterattack. The Ultras, they're pushing in. They're trying to break through here, and it looks like, again, good choke point from MaxPax. The base is going to be going down, and MaxPax is going for a base trade. Or he's going all in. Bases are falling left and right. We have a lot of Archons with this army. Dark, can he ever deal with this? Can he deal with this? As again, he takes down the 3rd, going for the 4th. The natural has been broken. We have a Zealot counterattack here towards the right-hand side. And MaxPax, he may be able to pull this off, forcing a recall. Up. The Archons are recalled back home. Oh god, but 23 probes have gone down, and the Ultras are here. This recall, it was not it. The Colossus goes down. The Ultras, they reign supreme. This recall, it may have saved the base, but we lost a lot of the army. The Archons, they're racing back home as well, what little was left behind. He will deal with these Ultras. We'll clean them up. And as the dust does settle, what do we have to work with? We still have a lot of tech alive for Dark. We have a lot of tech, but Dark, he can't throw this away. The Archons are trying to keep up. Ultras, they get into the main base. The probes are going down. We barely have any workers left. We have 16 probes. The swipes. 9 probes go down. Big losses here for MaxPax. At the same time, a Link counterattack takes down the Nexus as well. MaxPax is being pulled apart left and right. He cannot keep up with the movement here of Dark. MaxPax is down to 2 bases remaining. He's down to 2 mineral patches. He has no economy, not anymore. And Dark, he has bases mining. He has 3 hatcheries up and running. He has his tech still alive. Even if it's bleeding out, he still has it. He can produce all the Lings, all the Ultras. Vipers are finally on the way. We needed these Vipers earlier. They would have been great like 10 minutes ago. Would have made things so much easier, but regardless, they're on the way. Meanwhile, MaxPax, he comes across one of the mining bases here of Dark. Dark, he has to evacuate. He's amassing an army. How many Ultras do we have? Sorry, how many Ultra? We have 1 Ultra against 8 Archons. We catch a Viper. We do catch a Viper. The Lings, they ignore the natural. They go straight for the main. MaxPax all in. There's no turning back. Not anymore. The main base is gonna fall. But those are Lings that are not defending back at home. And Dark, he just lost 1 mining base. He's gonna lose another. Like, we cannot engage. The Archons are too much. 1 Archon goes down. The Transfuse! We keep the Ultras alive. Big yoink as well. GG gets called, and Dark will take the series 2-0, knocking MaxPax out. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Dark as he takes the 2-0 and takes down a MaxPax. Eliminates him from the tournament. GG. GG, well played. Game 1 was a little bit shaky. Again, I do think game 1 comes down to MaxPax not being familiar with the style of Dark, and again the proxy hatch caught MaxPax completely off guard, and he was caught with his pants down. Here in game number 2, I do think there was a lot of potential with the Glaive Adepts. Remember, the Glaives did damage, but we only warped in 9, only 9 Adepts, and I do think there was potential for more damage if MaxPax had committed. If he had committed a little bit more, to his glaives, as a result, he kind of traded 1 for 1, and he needed a little bit more. As a result, MaxPax he was overwhelmed eventually. He was overwhelmed, and Dark was able to take full advantage of MaxPax. Initially, MaxPax was doing a really good job defending on 4 bases, but MaxPax, as soon as he tried to take a 5th, as soon as he tried to establish a 5th base, bam, Dark was in every single base, in the natural, in the 3rd, in the 4th, at the 5th, just constant run-bys, constant counter-attacking, and even though Dark was bleeding out a lot of ultras, that is true, he was bleeding out a lot of ultras, MaxPax was not touching the economy of Dark at all. He didn't have the room, he didn't have the breathing room to counter-attack, to harass the mineral lines, because he was stuck at home keeping up with the movement of Dark. Keeping up with the aggression of Dark. MaxPax was stuck at home, and Dark was taking advantage of that. GG. GG, well played. Solid series there, and with that, we are getting into our semifinals. Dark advances on into the next round, where he's going to be facing off against Raynor. Raynor did take down Cure 2-0 in a ZvT, and now we have a ZV. Oh, actually, I don't know. Interesting. So I was gonna say we should be seeing a ZvZ, but it is known that like he's spoken about this before. Like, he doesn't like ZvZ, he's not fond of it, and he is willing to play Protoss against Zerg to avoid the ZvZ matchup. But I don't think that's a good idea against Dark. I think Raynor, he can play a good like late game PvZ. Like, his late game Protoss is solid. I mean, it's Skytoss, like Raynor, he can use his Skytoss well. But Dark is a really aggressive player, and I think against a more passive Zerg that favors Raynor, like we've seen Raynor beat Solar, and I think Solar is a good example. Like, Solar, he's the polar opposite of Dark, where Solar is a little bit more macro oriented. But Dark is more aggressive, and he's not going to let you... He's not going to let you get into that kind of game.